today said he's proud of all the running backs and how they've embraced their role, kind of dividing carries up. Is that difficult to do as a competitor when you are getting on a roll? Is it tough to come out of a game?
Not really. Not when you play with a group of guys like I get to play with. And that's for the whole team. But as far as running backs, there's a real unselfish mentality in that room. Nobody cares who makes the play, who scores a touchdown, who gets the most yards, as long as it gets done. So that's just kind of a testament to how close we are. Like I've said many times before, if the running back makes a good play, the rest of the group is the first people out there on the field ready to celebrate with them. So we're also the toughest critics on each other. But this is kind of a testament to how close we are and how successful we want to be and how we want to do whatever it takes to help the team be successful.
What did you see on your long touchdown run? It looked like you made a pretty big cutback to actually get to the hole before you broke it off.
I mean, the O-line did a great job of opening up a great hole, and it was just up for me to make the cut and make the play. But those guys did a great job all game, the O-line, and they really set the tempo of the game. They moved the line of scrimmage, they moved people in the run game, they protected the quarterbacks inside out. So we kind of have to give them credit for our success on offense, because without them, obviously, we don't have that same success.
They had taken a little bit of heat, first 3 games. Did you see a different mentality? They wanted to come out and prove something against a highly rated defense like Vanderbilt?
I mean, they came out hot, and they played a physical game, a dominant game. So, I guess something that somebody said kind of was a little extra motivation for them. But, like I said, they did a great job on Saturday of kind of setting our offense up for success.
Does he run any differently? Do you see anything different with his game that he's now been able to lose a little bit of weight?
I mean, it's kind of hard to critique his game. I mean, he's such a physical runner, such a great runner. I mean, I don't know. You kind of have to ask him that. But I mean, his production has just been, incredible. He's tough to bring down. He's a physical freak. So I don't really know if there's much of a difference. But like I said, he's just talented. There's no other way to put it.
How do you get a feel for how Brian's calling this offense now, 4 games in, kind of the rhythm he wants you guys to get in, as far as even an identity on offense?
Sure. I don't know. He likes to run the ball. He likes to pass the ball. I mean, I think those are the 2 things you have to do on offense. But I don't really know what his style is, what he prefers to do, I guess, if that's what you're asking. But I mean, he puts us in the best position to win. And he's called a great couple games so far, and really glad to have him as our offensive coordinator.
You said you didn't worry about stats, but you've got 6 touchdowns, 3 times as much as last year. Is that something that you can appreciate at least, or do you like? I mean, obviously like being in the end zone.
I mean, yeah, when you score touchdowns, it's kind of fun, but I'm not really that worried about it. Like I said, the stats don't matter, and we don't really care who makes the play as long as the play is made.
How would you assess your performance so far, though?
I don't know. I would rather you ask somebody else that question. Like maybe Coach Saban or Coach Burns.
You guys hadn't had a turnover since the Auburn game. If you had to sum up why y'all done so well protecting the ball, what is it?
It's just a mindset. If you don't turn the ball over, you automatically give yourself a better chance to win. And we look at it at the reports every week. Teams with the plus turnover margin usually have more success. So that's just something that we really focus on. Offensively protecting the ball, and defense, getting the ball out and getting turnovers. So we like to play off of each other. If the defense gets a turnover, we like to keep the ball and turn it into points. And vice versa. If we hold on to the ball, then the defense wants to go out and get more balls out and give us more of a chance to score more points.
If you do put the ball on the ground, do you kind of dread going over to the sidelines with Coach Saban? Something he hates.
Yes.
Is there an extra emphasis on that this week, considering the last time Ole Miss came here, that was kind of the story of the game, the turnovers?
Not necessarily, because it doesn't really matter who we play, what game we're playing in. Our points of what we think we need to do to win the game are always the same. We want to play dominant. We want to protect the football at all costs, and we want to have positive plays on offense and defense and special teams. So, whatever we think we need to do to win the game, it doesn't change based on who we play. It's just about what we do.
After the game, on that you were talking about the 61-yard touchdown. You mentioned how when you got to the 3rd level, you had thought about certain things that you didn't finish last year. How much did you hear from fans in the offseason about that? Was that motivation at all this year going into it?
Forget the fans. I heard enough from my own teammates last year. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's something that I tried to work on in the off season. Something that I always keep in the back of my mind. So, you know, I was just able to finish the play on Saturday.
You also said you were going to take your line out or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Ross said that you hadn't talked about it yet. So what's the plans?
Well, I hadn't seen them until today, and you know, still Ross is the only person I've seen. And he kind of ambushed me while I was up there on the stage. But you know, I'll get with those guys and see what they want to do. We can do a little dinner somewhere, or you know, whatever those guys want to do. It's up to them.
Do you think he's going to go high roll and De Palmas or Chucks? Are you ready for that?
I don't really think I have a choice.
If you have any thoughts on the NFL players and the statements made yesterday.
Do I have any thoughts?
Yeah.
I think everybody has some thoughts on it, whether you're for or against or whatever your stance may be. But, you know, I don't really think now's the time to discuss that. I'm more focused on what we have to do this week in order to beat Ole Miss.
You're a pretty politically aware guy. You know what's going on. How much is team